I'm Banks.
I am Josh.
Odd places going viral.
Yes, sir. Banks, when is it okay? When is it wholly and entirely inappropriate to not laugh? Is there any such situation where it's completely under no circumstance should you laugh or use humor?
Mm, wow, that's a tough question.
I couldn't think. I saw a cartoon yesterday, and it showed a guy at a funeral. People are crying, and this guy's laughing. And the caption is, "When you think of that funny joke from 2 years ago, at the worst possible time." Right? It's one of those like it just whatever, right? It hits you, but
Yeah. Um, okay. What is this
there are no humor
remind
zone.
me of? Okay, is there a no humor zone? Oh, wow. The adage is that comedy is everywhere, and basically an horrific thing happens, time, and then the joke comes. Okay, the joke doesn't come before the horrific thing. 9/11. Okay, we just finished 9/11. 9/11. There had to have been time to process and to get through that, and then the jokes come. And
Yeah.
do you make the jokes about the the, the airplane guys? Then it gets specific on who do you make fun of? Who's the joke at? The bad guys, the good guys, the first responders, whoever. I mean, that's entirely up to you. So that is the thing. And I know that comedians after 9/11 would come back and start joking about it. I mean, joking does give levity to it. So if something horrific happens, you joke about it. I mean, how can you joke about Hitler? You joke about Hitler. You don't joke about the Jews that died. You joke about,
No.
or the Poles that died. You joke about Hitler and whatever he was. I mean, I think. I mean, I'm not a comedian in that regard. I try to stay in like light stuff.
The lighter side.
Do not get me into the Holocaust. I don't want to joke about the Holocaust. I don't know how to do that. I don't. So what are you saying?
I'm saying there's humor in everything. I say you can if you can find it, it's a great, like you said, it gives levity. I think it helps resolve bad things. I think it's a way to process, right? It's a process mechanism. Digestion.
Yeah,
It's a way to digest a tragedy.
right. I would like to take this in a different angle, and that is, I have people I know, and they'll be saying something terrible that's going on in their lives, and they'll laugh about the terrible thing that's going on in life. And I never understood that. I was like, oh, how can you laugh about that? I mean, how do you? What's the funny aspect of I just got hit by a car and my neck is killing me and I'm in the hospital and they're taking my blood
Well,
and my blood is
what's
bad
the
or whatever.
alternative? You say, why do they laugh? But what else can they do?
Okay, they can process. That is I mean, I get it. This is the process. How do you deal with something horrific in your life? I'm going to look inside me and figure out, okay, I can laugh about this. Maybe I'll feel better. I got it. I can process it and learn from it. Okay, got it. I can, I mean, I think there are those are only two options I can think of right now.
I mean, you can cry about it. You can complain
Okay.
about it. There's all kinds of things you can do about it. The question is, which one of those helps you move forward? Again, if you want to get past a tragedy, complaining about it, that usually doesn't help you move past it, right? That kind of gets you trapped in there.
Right. I got it. Yeah, and then you'll stay there until you can get out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you can. Okay. However, there has to be a process. There has to be something. You have to come to terms with what happened and move on. Now, how you do that is entirely up to you. If you crack jokes about it, boom. I feel that if something horrific happens to somebody and they're immediately cracking jokes, that's the way they're handling it. Got it. I got it. And it might be, I'm not saying it is, it might be a way to deflect, decoy, get away from, I got to look inside and deal with this. I can't laugh about this horrific thing that's happened in my life. And they'll do that. They'll I've run from things that have happened to me in my life, and I mean literally run. And I realized that at the point I've got to stop and deal with it, and in a somber way, not in a funny way. And once I can deal with it, now I can look back and go, oh my God, I remember when she made that joke, or I remember when she smiled, or I remember that moment when I got to see her calves, or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. It could be a deflection or a way to um, be in denial, I suppose, right? That's kind of what you're saying. You're just kind of like putting it off, not thinking about it, not dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always say I like the double Ds. I think we talked about my double D, how much I love double Ds. No,
Yeah,
I think
I forgot.
deal with it, disconnect,
Deal with
deal
it.
with it.
Yeah. And when you're talking about deal with it, you're talking about, laugh at it. However you deal with it, deal with it.
Yes. And then let it go.
Let it go.
But I was but humor's got such a powerful way for us to process and resolve. And I'm just I couldn't, even like 9/11, like you say, or the Holocaust. I have a whole 10-minute stand-up routine about the Holocaust where I do make fun of it. And I think I do it in a respectful way. I'm not like, it's not a horrific way, but there's funny aspects that compared to today, that relate.
Right. Do you think that, and I don't know how to take this, or how to say it. You are Jewish. Do you feel that since you are Jewish that you can talk about these things?
Probably does help. I'm a
so
Jew, not Jewish, but yes, I'm a
Okay.
Jew.
You're a Jew, so you have the possibility. I mean, I don't want to say carte blanche. You just have the I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, that's something I never understood. Why Latin people can make Latin jokes that other people can't, Black people, and it's almost like we excuse people as long as they're making fun of their own race or their own group or their own
Okay.
religion, or isn't that it? That's
I'm German, so I can make fun. I'm German English. I can make fun of myself, and it's easy. If I start making fun of, let's say, Jewish people, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, you can't do that.
I don't understand that. I'm not sure why that's the case.
So you're okay. So you're saying if you are a Jew, so you can joke about everybody, all races, all African American, whoever. Correct?
Really? I didn't know that Jews have carte blanche. They can just joke about anyone. I didn't know. No, this is news.
No. I'm just saying. No. Like me, I can joke about everybody. I saw a comedian the other night, and he a New Yorker, and he just talks about New York, and he talks about the Ashkenazi Indians, I think, that were there first, and then or what I'm not sure if I have that correct. And by doing that, by talking, he's talking about and he's kind of, and it's funny, he's a comedian, he's talking about every the Dutch that show up and the words that the Dutch leave, and he I think is Irish. I mean, I'm not sure if he's Irish or not. I'm guessing he is. However, he joked about everybody: the Italians, the Irish, the Jews, the Jewish people, the people, all, and the Puerto Ricans that are there now. And he was hysterical. He is hysterical. So he can make fun of everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. I'm perfectly fine with that. But the key is, as long as you're not intending to offend, you're not intending to do harm, and you can joke, have at it. Right?
That is a fine line that you can. I mean, that you can't go beyond. I mean, how do you do that? How do you stay within that without offending? Because you are going to end up offending somebody. I mean, maybe not. I'm assuming that. How do you? I mean, okay. So what is comedy? What is humor? How do you make people laugh? We look at ourselves. The truth are what make us laugh, right?
Yeah. The truth is funny. The truth is, I have a German car, and in many different ways, it reminds me of the Holocaust. And I just draw parallels, and I say, well, look at this, right? My car's burning oil, and my car is. There's a bunch of things in it, but there's a lot of. It's like a rolling Holocaust, right? It's just what it is. So if someone wants to get offended that my German car is this particular car, I'm not saying all German cars, but my particular car has certain quirks about it, it's pretty much, and I'm a Jew, and it's a little weird, right? Being in that situation. So
Well, yeah. I mean, how do you? Yeah, I do think that you get carte blanche if you are the ethnic group that you're making fun of. You know, oh my God, he's making fun of himself. Here's the question: is it better for you to make fun of yourself or to make fun of others? I mean, when you're a comedian, you're not
no,
making fun of the
get it.
guy in the front row that's bald. You're making fun of you that's bald, that's on stage, and you're making fun of this. You might have the guy. What do you think about this? I see we agree with this, or however, to bring him in to feel the same way you do. Because comedy is, how do we make a connection? And you're making a connection between your car and the Holocaust, and
Yeah.
and you have some extra points in there. It's a German car, and then what happens to it is like what happened in the Holocaust, and you're correlating something that happened historically to an inanimate object. And by doing that is comedy. How can I make my teeth relate to a camel? Well, they look like a camel, or whatnot. So
Hey, just don't spit.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good question, right? That's a very good question about self-deprecation is one thing, and that's pretty easy to do. What's really hard to do, and I've seen comedians do this successfully, is call out someone in the audience and make fun of them, but in a way that they still don't get offended, and that's not easy. I'll give you that. That's a true
Yeah.
talent.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going
I roll. Yeah, I roll.
Mhm.
Ah.
Who